Hello there, this is Alex from Who Target. Come in and enjoy. Today we're going to do number 10, the top 10 of modern Doctor Who. And if you haven't already hit the bell, please subscribe and like. One away from 30 and make me very happy. So hit the bell, subscribe, it's in the corner probably. So we are going to discuss my top 10 of modern Doctor Who days. It's going to be number 10 of the modern era. That's from 2005 till now, and hopefully more to come, but we don't know at the moment. Very cryptic things going on. I was going to put Rogue as number 10 for the ones I like. The top 10 of decent episodes. It's very difficult to do. There's lots of Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, and David Tennant I could have quite happily put into the list, but I have mowed it down a bit, as you'll find out in future episodes if you watch. So today I'm going to do number 10, and that's going to be, because I said it was going to be Rogue, but then I changed my mind. I watched Rogue and thought, this is too perfect. I really like this episode too much. And then, drum roll, I decided that the number 10 slot should go to The Devil's Cord. Now, this is a really, really close to being perfect episode for Ncuti Gatwa and Millie. It's episode 2 of season 1, so we're just getting to know the Doctor and Ruby. I was going to say Rose, it's all the R's, no Ruby. And he decides to take her to the recording of Abbey Road, the Beatles. So they get to do all the Beatles stuff. They get to go across the Zebra Crossing, which is a great thing. It's still there. I know lots of tourists do it. And the guy who runs Heaven Nightclub, I think he still owns the house opposite Abbey Road. Don't quote me. I think he still does. And he always wonders why he gets people looking into his living room. That's the joys of being also where Jacqueline Dupre recorded Algar's cello concertos. So that's why he gets lots of tourists. But anyway, back to this. So we have the whole Beatles, we're at Abbey Road, we see them recording, but they're not recording. They're not doing all the great stuff they did for Abbey Road. They're doing dog food commercials. And that's the first annoying point. You know, when you've got the Beatles then, you had a plot about the Beatles, and you've got Disney Plus's money behind you, and you have Disney who are very, they've got all the Beatles on side. They've got Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr on side. They've got Anthology coming pretty soon. So at this time, I think they had the other Beatles film came out where you saw how it was made. That was on Disney Plus. So they had, excuse me, I'm going to cough again there, the Beatles in their pocket. So they could quite happily have paid the rights for some Beatles songs, but no, we can't afford that. So Doctor Who has to come up with this terrible idea, in my opinion. This is why it's 10. This is why Rogue escaped the 10 slot, of using the Beatles characters but making their own songs, and they're doing terrible songs for dog food. Around all this, and we've seen from the beginning that the Pantheon of Gods, and this was a really good idea, unfortunately didn't get very well used and hasn't been well used in my opinion for season 1 and 2 of the new Russell T Davies. He had a great idea and didn't really use it very well, to be honest. We have the Pantheon of Gods, and from that we find out that there's a god of music called Maestro. I have to do it like that. And Maestro is played by the absolute off-the-planet Jinx Morel. If you're living in Broadway, New York at the moment, I wish I was sometimes, you can go and see Jinx Morel do one of the best shows on Broadway. Go and see it if you live in America. That's my advice. So Jinx Morel is playing Maestro, and she's as camp as they come, basically. It's great fun. It's just a bit of frilly fun. So you can basically control all sounds and music, and we see throughout the episode how she controls it all and can kill people with it and slaughter. So it's great fun. She's just a brilliant villain and great actress, Jinx Morel is. Also around this we have a great omission from the Doctor that when on the roof of the building before Ruby starts playing the piano, that he's over there and he's in a junkyard and Susan. So we all thought we all left down these rabbit holes for the whole season 1 and 2, and it got very annoying after a while. And so we have all this. We have brilliant scenes with Jinx. Oh, by the way, I have already done these episodes for the videos here when it was on, so you can go back and watch the old one on Devil's Cord and my thoughts on it as well. So I really like this episode. I think it's not perfect though, that's why it's a 10. where Rogue was perfect from start to finish. I watched Rogue straight after watching Devil's Court and went, no, this can't be a 10. Devil's Court had to be a 10 because of the fact of having the Beatles there and them not doing much, even though they have the conclusion with the piano and saving the world basically because of music. And then instead of having that, and you have this terrible twist in the tail rock bit at the end, which is terrible. So that's why it's in the 10 slot, basically. I think it would have been a lot better if you cut the ending. You use the Beatles better, and you could easily incorporate them into Jinx Morel's Maestro plot. And we just got led down so many rabbit holes. We were meant to think that the Pantheon of Gods was something amazingly important, which they weren't. We were meant to think that there's this big boss character which has never been explained yet, and we're now at the end of season 2 and it still hasn't been explained, even having big villains like Sutek and the King of Times. I can't remember his name, it's gone up my head, that terrible bit. But good thing I think is that Maestro wasn't CGI, she was an actual actress, and she was brilliant. Where the CGI Time Lords and Gods like Sutek looked terrible. I don't know what people were thinking this season. So Maestro is brilliant. I like Jinx Morel an awful lot, and I seriously recommend you see anything she's in. Maestro is brilliant and nasty. I love that music off between the violin bit and the 15th Doctor and Ruby playing the piano together. That's really good. The costumes are fantastic on Jinx. He looks amazing, basically. So, yeah, this is why I got the 10 slot. The reason it's only in 10, as I said, is because it doesn't have a very good ending and the Beatles weren't used. So that's my reason it's a 10. Interesting Who news going on. Apparently, the BBC have come out saying that Doctor Who will be staying. We don't know how or what or when. Maybe with Billy. And there's been an interview put up on, I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube, with David Tennant, and he's sort of very quick to, being his normal David Tennant wind-up guy, which is really fun, saying, well, I spoke to Billy, and, she might be the next Doctor, and she was standing in the door, so I reckon he's had it all confirmed. I reckon Billy hopefully is the next Doctor, and yeah, if we've got to get a streaming giant in to carry the money factor, then please let's get Apple in. They love a bit of sci-fi. And that would be great. So, yeah, so number 10 on the modern and classic has now been done. Do you agree? Do you think Tomb of the Cybermen and now Devil's Court should have been in slot 10? Let me know the thoughts in the comments. The comments. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that bell in the corner and subscribe, please. We just need one more to get to 30. And it'd be great to get to 30 subscribers before we get to September. That would be amazing. So next time we will be having number 9 of the classic. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to wait and see. I'm also building up a what I've been watching list again, because by end of next week I will have seen the Thursday Murder Club and see if it's as rubbish as people are saying. You might have been lucky and seen it on a picture house that had it over the bank holiday weekend, because it is a bank holiday here. I hope you're all having fun, whatever you're doing. I started to watch the James Norton King and Country thing. Not bad. That's so much. There's been things. There's lots of things happening. So I'll be doing probably mid-September another what I've been watching video. So look out for that as well. But there is more Doctor Who videos coming on classic and the modern period, my top 10s. So as I say, keep the love, people, and enjoy. Bye.